Hey you guys, it's your girl D Dun Elizabeth, and I am back with another video. And today we're gonna have a serious talk. Can y'all guess about what? That's okay, because I'm gonna tell you. So I really wanted to make this video because I know this is something that I still deal with, and I know you guys probably have this issue too. And it's realizing that your worth is not on the scale. So today we're gonna have a serious talk about recognizing and having a good relationship with the scale. It's your best friend, not your enemy, okay? So let's get ready to talk. Before we get started, I want you guys to repeat after me. My worth is not on the scale. Let me say it again for the people in the back. My worth is not on the scale. It never will be. No matter what the number says, that does not determine my worth. And that is something that I have to nail in my brain daily, because when you realize that you're working hard, you're doing right, you're doing everything right, and you get on the scale and you don't see what you want to see, it can become very discouraging. And I'm just being honest. Like, it have been plenty of times where I have busted my ass doing everything right, and I get on the scale and not be happy with what I see. But when you look in the mirror, if you see the body that you want to see and you see the results with your own eyes, don't let that number deter you from where you're trying to go. What you see now will never determine your future or what you feel about yourself. So once again, let's repeat it. My worth is not on the scale. Amen. All right, y'all. So let's talk about what is a scale. So when I think of a scale, let's talk about my mindset when I first started my journey. When I think of a scale, I feel like in your weight loss journey, it's that thing in the weight loss journey that will not tell you a lie. So the only time that I would figure that I didn't like the scale is when I know I was eating bad, or I know I wasn't doing too right, and then I just got on the scale magically thinking that it was going to say what I wanted to say. And one thing that I noticed about the scale, and the reason why it should be your best friend, because it's not going to lie to you. And that's the type of best friend that you need. A best friend that's going to be honest. A best friend that's going to tell you what it is and what it ain't. And that is what the scale is in your weight loss journey. But even though your best friend might tell you something you don't want to hear, that doesn't mean that it don't love you. That's why it should be your best friend. So the one thing that is good about getting on the scale during your weight loss journey is measuring your progress, okay? Like, it's a good thing. It's a good way for you to see those numbers, just to keep track of your progress. Because if you're working out and you're doing this and you're doing that, your goal is fat loss, you want to at least be dropping some pounds over time. So, like, if you have a plan where you're like, okay, I'm trying to gain weight. In order to know that you're gaining weight, you have to get on the scale to see that weight go up. If you losing weight, you want to get on the scale to see that weight go up. You don't have to check your weight every day, once a week, maybe even if you wanted to do once a month. But it's just that relationship that you tell yourself that you want to build with it. So when I was doing boot camp, I made a lot of my clients get on the scale, and literally every time right before they was about to get on the scale, they would get so nervous and so like, oh Lord, and I felt that. Like, I felt that pain, because sometimes you just don't want to face that reality. Like, a lot of people don't realize that they want to change their body or lose weight until they step on the scale, which is why it's a good thing to have in your weight loss journey, because it's like a moment of realization. Like, you could feel like, oh, I'm this and I'm that, and then when you get on the scale, you see how much you weigh. But also, it's a lot of different things that come with it. Height matters. Body composition matters. If you tall, you're gonna weigh more. If you heavy set, big bone at the bottom, you're going to weigh more. So it's just learning your body and knowing that when you get on the scale, that does not change who you are as a person. It's just the mindfulness of being aware of your measurements. And a lot of people don't want to be aware, and they're scared of just facing it. And that's the problem. Once you know that you're scared to get on the scale and you're scared to face what it might say, is that's when you know that it's time to grow their relationship. So if you're ready to grow their relationship today, tune in a little harder, because we about to talk about talking you through the process of learning to grow and have a better relationship with the scale. Let that be your best friend. Step one, I feel the first step to growing that relationship with the scale is learning how to be honest with yourself. And that's something that I developed while working on my self-love, because once you're able to be honest with yourself, you're able to realize things that you don't like about yourself, things that you keep suppressing over time that will only eat you up in the long run. And trust me, I'm a living witness of letting stuff suppress and trying to like throw it at the back of my mind. And then over time, once it hits you, you can't stop it. That's the type of person that I promised myself I wouldn't be anymore. So growing that relationship is all about being honest with yourself. So with that being said, if you know you're a person that's been on track, eating right, doing everything you know that you're supposed to do, when you get on the scale, it shouldn't make you feel some type of way, because you're just looking at it to monitor your progress. But if you're a person that just pretty much have been doing what you do, eating what you eating, like just living, eating what you're eating, not tracking your food, not trying to do like make healthier options, when you get on the scale, it's going to tell you what it is. Like, it's not going to make up a number that you want to see, So, like, it's about learning to be honest with yourself and accepting it. And I feel like once you're able to step on that scale and realize, okay, this is where I'm at, let me get here. How do I get here? So when you step on the scale and you see the number you at and it's not where you want to be at, okay, let me get to another number. Let me see what I have to change in my routine. Let me see what I have to change in my eating to be able to see the number that I want to see on the scale. And at the same time, weight only matters so much, because if you're a person like me that's goal is like fat loss, you really can't see on the scale all the time. Sometimes you could lose fat and then not see it on the scale, but over time, you will see that weight drop, because you could lose fat and still drop weight. But at the same time, it's not about looking at the scale, and if the scale don't say you lost 2 pounds that week, you feel like a failure. It's not about that. It's about realizing that when I step on the scale, I'm assessing my measurements for that moment. I'm assessing myself. I'm seeing where I'm at, and now I'm gonna see if I need to regroup. Let me try something else. Why am I plateauing? Especially if you see the body that you want and you're not where you want to be. So it's all about being honest, assessing what you see, and finding a better game plan to get where you're trying to get in life. Okay. Let's do this, y'all. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So another thing I had to realize is just being a woman is a lot when it comes to the scale, because we have hormones. Our weight fluctuates. You drink too much water Monday, your weight might change on Tuesday. You eat a little bit too much salt on Tuesday, now the weight looking funny on Wednesday. But at the same time, weight fluctuates. Like, there were times where I would literally be maybe like, let's say when I was like around the 180s, I literally, every time I get ready to lose 10 pounds, it takes me forever. It takes me forever to lose 10 pounds. But I always try to remind myself to stay on track, stay consistent. I'm dedicated to this journey. If the scale don't say what I want to say, that don't mean tomorrow I'm not gonna wake up and do the same thing. I'm still not gonna go hard. I'm still gonna wake up and do what I gotta do to get where I'm trying to be. And that's the determination and the mindset that you need. That even though stuff don't turn out, or I don't see what I want to see, that don't mean I'm gonna get discouraged and stop. No, I'm gonna take that advice from my best friend, and I'm gonna keep on moving. I'm gonna keep on pushing, and I'm gonna keep going where I need to go to get where I'm trying to get. Okay? So it was plenty of times where I would be like 185 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm like, dang, I'm doing everything right. What's going on? But then come Sunday or Monday, I'm literally at 183. So it's a process, you know, like it's a process with learning how your body fluctuates. And by getting on the scale, you able to understand that, you able to see how your weight fluctuate. And one thing that I do is I get on the scale a couple of times throughout the day just to learn to accept the fact that my body fluctuates, because in the morning, you're going to be your lightest. That's the initial weight that I like to take right when I wake up after I use the restroom. I like to take that weight right in the morning. But then after I eat, I check it again just to see. Like, it's about, like, I feel like it's good for me to accept and learn how my body fluctuates throughout the day. So if my body fluctuates, if my weight fluctuates throughout the day, of course it's going to fluctuate in general, you know? So it's just about accepting that your weight fluctuates, accepting that you're a woman and you have hormones, accepting that one day you might put a little too much seasoning on your chicken and you get on the scale and don't say what you want to say, but that don't mean you gonna get up tomorrow and go hard. That don't mean you gonna sit in your bed and whine and cry about it. No, you gonna still get up and grind like it's no tomorrow. No tomorrow. So it's all about learning to accept things for what it is. You know, like you have to be able to be open to seeing your measurements. And a lot of women are scared of getting on a scale. And I understand why. Like, I've been there. And even still to this day, it still pisses me off. Me and my best friend probably gonna get into it tomorrow. But I know that regardless of what the scale says, my worth is not on the scale. And that's what I have to always remind myself. Like, it's other things that you could keep track of. Like, am I getting strong? Do I see my body changing? That's why it's really good to take pictures, take before pictures. Because sometimes the scale don't give you the progress that you need to see for that motivation to keep you going. Like, it take a little bit more than getting on the scale to see. Because when people start their weight loss journey, initially they'll lose their first 10 or 15 pounds. They're excited. But then after over a while, you might plateau. And it takes a little bit more motivation to want to get up tomorrow and keep on pushing. And that's the dedication and the mindset that we are developing here. If you still watching this video, you are a winner. No matter what the scale says, your worth is not on that scale. It's about assessing your measurements, accepting it, and knowing and figuring out what you got to do to get where you want to be. If you're a person that's about numbers, like I like to focus on numbers. If you say you want to be 150, okay, ask myself, Don, what do you got to do to get to 150? Keep eating my deficit. Keep eating healthier options. Keep waking up every day and going to work out. Taking my rest when I need it. Practicing my mental health. Focusing on self-love. Stress-free lifestyle, writing down my goals, creating a plan to achieve them. Okay, done. So now it's time to grind. You have to literally sit down and figure out what do you have to do to be the best version of yourself. If I get on the scale tomorrow and it don't say what I wanted to say, of course, I'm human. Maybe I will get discouraged. But I'm still going to put on my gym clothes and go in there and show up and show out. Let's say it again, y'all. Your worth is not on the scale. It's literally not. Use that scale as a marker of progress to be aware of where you at and where you're trying to get. And once you reach your goal, you can use the scale to make sure that you're maintaining where you want to be at. You know, like, it's really, really good to have that relationship, because the longer, I feel like for me, I try to kind of be okay with it. Like, okay, I'm not worried about it. And every time I realize that I'm not worried about it, I'm actually worried about it. And that's why it's really good to make sure you're being honest with yourself. So when I say I don't care about that scale, I just be talking because I do care about the scale. But I want you guys to be better than me. I want you guys to be better than me. And I want you guys to develop a better relationship with the scale, which is what I am working on. And that's why I wanted to share this with you guys. So with that being said, let's repeat it again. My worth is not on the scale. It never will be. It ain't gonna be. All right? So I hope this video was helpful, you guys. Like, just remember to be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Things don't happen tomorrow. It takes time to get where you want to be in life. And that's with anything. And it takes hard work, dedication, and consistency. And if you up to that and you ready to change your life, you ready to change your relationship with things that you know you don't have a positive outlook on, today is the day. Don't waste any more time trying to figure out why you avoiding the scale. Just learn to accept that, okay, I'm not happy with what I see on the scale. So what do I need to do to get on the scale and be okay with what I see? And with that being said, thanks for tuning in.